Now for the polynomial for the first exercise, the example number 1. What does it say? Look at the graph 2.9 given below. It's in the graph of y equal to p of x, where p of x is a polynomial. P of x is a polynomial. For each of the graph, find the number of zeros of the p of x. You have to find the number of zeros of p of x. So on the x-axis, what you are going to find? You are going to find the number of zeros. How will you going to find the number of zeros? Means you are going to count the number of zeros. How you are going to count? On x-axis, at how many point it cuts the graph. On x-axis, how many points it intersect or it cut the that graph. So this is the equation. This is the equation. This is the curve given, and this is x-axis, and this is y-axis. Which one we are going to calculate? Because in the question it is the p of x. So you are going to count the number of on the x-axis. So at how many point it cuts? It cut at 1 point. So here the number of zeros is 1. Okay, first I'll explain all. After that I am going to write in the at every means at once. So here it is the x-axis, and this is the curve. At how many point cut? It cut on the 1 point. So here the number of zeros is 1. Now come to the second graph. This is the second. This is the second question, Roman number 2, and this is the curve, and this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. At how many point it cuts? It cuts at 2 point. 1, 2. Check only the x-axis. It cut at a 3. 1, 2, 3. But you have to calculate only the x-axis. So at x-axis it cut at 2 points. So 1, 2. So here the number of zeros is 2. Number of zeros is 2 for the 3. Okay, let me write down. A number of zeros, number NUM, number of zeros is, for Roman number 1, it cuts only at 1 point. So it is 1. For the Roman number 2, number of zeros is how many? At 2. Now come to the Roman number 3. At Roman number 3, at how many point it cut the x-axis? This is the curve p of x. P of x is the curve, and this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. At x-axis, at how many point it cut the x-axis? Cut or the intersect? At how many point it intersect the x-axis? 1, 2, 3. So the number of zeros will be 3. Number of zeros is 3. For Roman number 4, this is the curve, this is the graph, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the curve. At how many point it cut the x-axis? It cut only at 1 point. 1 point. So it will, number of zeros will be 1. Number of zeros is 1. Number of zeros is 1. Roman number 5. This is the Roman number 5. This is the graph. This is the curve given polynomial. At how many point it intersect? It intersect only at 1 point. Only here. So this is the number of zeros. This is the x-axis. Since it is a p of x and it cuts only intersect, or the cut is meaning same, it intersect only at 1 point. Which point? Here. So the number of zeros is 1. Number of zeros is 1. Roman number 6. This is the graph. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the curve. At how many point it cuts? 1, 2, 3, 4. It cut the y-axis at how many point? 3 point. So now at 1, 2, 3 point. At 4 point. At 4 point. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the x-axis. So the number of zeros will be 4. Number of zeros is 4. Okay. So another information, that is, we know that quadratic equation, whenever it is a quadratic equation, that is p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Whenever it plots in the graph, always it with the parabolic shape. This is also parabolic shape and this is also parabolic shape. One is upward, one is downward. When will it be the upward and when will it be downward? When a is greater than 0. When a is greater than 0, that time it will be upward. When a is less than 0, means when a is a positive, that time it will be upward. When a is less than 0, when a is negative, a is less than 0, that time it will be downward. The parabolic shape will be the downward. Whenever quadratic equation means whenever you plot this value of x in the equation graph, it will always the result will be, or the curve will be always a parabolic shape. Now parabolic, it can be upward and it can be downward. When will it be the upward? When the in front of the x square, this is the, when the value of a is the positive, greater than 0 means positive. When a is a positive, that it will be the upward. When a is a negative, that it will be downward.